So hello, Donal, and welcome. Very happy to have you here with me this morning.
How are you, Pork? Delighted to be here.
Yeah, thank you. I'd like to start by asking you a few questions, and perhaps you would first tell us a little bit about your business. I know your company's Abrivia, you're in the recruitment business, but I know you also have a new leg to the business. So perhaps you'd explain to me a little bit about your business and the new developments in it, and how and why you actually got into this business.
I trained as a chartered accountant, worked with a top 10 accountancy firm, and during the course of that, got wonderful training, learned an awful lot about finance and business, but I realized that I guess I wasn't fulfilled by accountancy. I rang the head of my faculty, so I went to DCU, studied accounting and finance back in the day, and I said, I don't know if this accountancy thing is for me. And she wasn't shocked. And she said, well, have you been, you should go and see an educational psychologist. And I said to her, well, there's nothing wrong with me. And she said, well, look, um, they'll profile you and they'll tell you exactly, what area you should be working in. So she recommended a guy called Eric Gyrey in Trinity. And I went to see Eric, and he did a range of psychometric tests, not unlike some of the ones that you would do with TTI, actually. And he sat down with me and said, "You're in the wrong career." Now, that wasn't earth-shattering news to me at the time. I kind of felt that deep down. And he said, "You should be a lecturer or you should work with people." And I said, well, funny you say that because I'm interviewing to work for a recruitment company, and I think I can apply my accountancy background in a recruitment context. And he said, look, I think that would be a really good fit for you. So lo and behold, I worked for a couple of recruitment companies and decided that I should set up my own company. And that was the start of Abrivia Recruitment. We're about 18 years in business at this stage. So in terms of what Abrivia does, I mean, we're focused on permanent, temporary, uh, and contract recruitment for a range of multinational Irish PLC, Irish Indigenous clients, and we work within the Irish market, and we work, we've worked in a number of different countries as well, supporting individual clients. Um, and I guess in terms of the final leg of the question that you asked me is about maybe change that's going on within Abrivia at the minute. And that change actually is that I've appointed a new managing director to lead the company going forward, and for me to step into a different role, still to support the company, and to support the company in terms of the development of the culture, the development of the people, and also setting up a new service line in the business, which I'm loosely cause, what I'm calling at the minute is, advisory and executive coaching. And that is to support clients in a range of different areas. I've developed a personal mastery program for people and a business mastery program. And the final thread of the advisory and executive coaching business is selection and onboarding, where we did a really interesting project around benchmarking.
What are you doing internally in your own organization?
I have a beautiful suite of tools that I'm really excited about sharing both internally and externally. I believe you have to share them with your own team first, and have them battle hardened and tested before you go to the external market. That has started in terms of looking at leadership development and rolling out a leadership development program with the leadership team. And that's been a really interesting project in terms of profiling all the team, sharing the results, looking at areas like emotional intelligence, looking at developing the emotional intelligence of the team. And I suppose what's been very interesting is, looking at how different people are within the team and bringing an awareness to the team in terms of how they can communicate or how they should communicate with different members of the team. So it's looking at developing the culture partly through, communication, but also in terms of, I suppose, asking the questions of people in terms of where they want to be in the next 12 months, how they can grow within the company, and developing a development program that is tailored for each of them individually. I guess at the forefront of what we've started doing with the guys is using some of the TTI tools. So using the assessments and using individual parts of the assessments to support their development. So, looking at the different behavioral types. So focusing on particularly how we do things and bringing awareness to the guys of, what their preferred behavioral type is, looking at what their driving forces are. So, deep down, what's motivating people, and what's really important there is maybe what's not motivating someone.
Mm.
Looking at the skills that individual people have. So those hard skills in terms of what competencies do people have. And I guess this feeds back into what we were discussing in terms of having a bespoke development plan for each person and to be able to coach them individually. So have a plan developed through the TTI tools, a bespoke plan for everyone, and then follow that up with individual coaching. So I think that's really powerful. And, speaking to what you mentioned there in terms of retaining people in the business, I mean, the costliest thing that you will do is to go out and hire someone new into your
Yeah.
business in terms of the investment. And you'll know this, Porrick, in terms of having worked with different companies, the investment in the whole process of, advertising and selection, and then getting someone up to speed, which,
Yeah.
to find the right person could take 3 months, and then to embed them in the organization could take a further 6 months. So it's 9 months to a year before you've replaced someone. That's a huge cost to a business. Retaining talent is one of the most important things that any company can do to get under the bonnet of what's going on within someone. The additional information that you have and that you can be armed with before an interview in terms of focusing the interview when you go in and asking hard questions of candidates, I think is, it's an amazing advantage to have in a recruitment process to get the recruitment process right. And that leads back into, individual development plans for every person you bring into the business, because you can see, actual competencies that they have and maybe competencies that need to be worked on, whether a client is hiring externally or whether they want to look at their own bench strength and look at the talent they have within their own organization. That is, that's what the tools offer, and that's the opportunity that is there from a client perspective. And certainly, I'd love to jump in and immerse myself with some of our existing clients, because I think it'd be really helpful for them. So in terms of the value, I think in a recruitment context, and it's our speed. A lot of our clients can't get over how fast we can fill a role for them. And I guess with these new tools, particularly the TTI tools, it's really helping through the recruitment process to hire the right person first time round. And actually saving time again by, through the benchmarking process, being able to weed out, if there's 30 applicants, 50 applicants, or 100 applicants for a role, being able to get to the 4 best candidates really quickly. One of the opportunities regarding internal recruitment specifically is that sometimes there isn't the resources internally, or a lot of the time, there's not the time or the focus to help develop bench strength. So to look internally within a company, see the talent that's there, select the best talent for the best roles, and to have a very well thought out specific process using scientific tools to do that. And I guess that's certainly value that we can add to an organization using some of the suite of tools that TTI is offering.
Well, Donal, I really appreciate you talking to me today. This has been fascinating getting your insights, and I wish you the best of luck going forward with your new endeavours.
Thanks, Porrick. Pleasure talking to you. Take care.
Thank you.